There are certain days when life doesn't ask for permission. July 22, 23, and 24 are not ordinary days. They are mirrors. And most people won't like what they see when they look into them. These 3 days will not break you. They will show you what is already broken inside. The danger is not outside. It's not the people. So it's not the events. It's what's been building within you for years. These are the days when you can't hide behind your daily habits, behind your routines, behind your distractions. Everything you've been avoiding will come up to the surface. Loud, clear, ruthless. When pressure rises, truth shows itself. July 22 will be the first strike, the beginning. The moment you start feeling discomfort, irritation, old habits pulling at you, you will want to run, complain, point fingers. But those are the signs that the test has begun. These days are designed to push your buttons, not because they are cruel, but because they are honest. If you've been carrying pain, it will leak. If you've been pretending to be okay, you will no longer be able to keep the mask. And if you've been asleep, these days will shake you. By July 23, the test intensifies. The pressure increases. Conversations won't go as planned. Unexpected situations will pull you out of your comfort. You may lose something or face someone who triggers old wounds. But the true question isn't what happens. It's who you are when it happens. That's what these days are revealing. They are not punishments. They are exposures. They strip away your image and reflect your essence. When you're under pressure, your real beliefs appear, your real priorities, your real state of discipline. That's the danger. Being forced to see the self you've ignored for too long. July 24 is the point where many will want to quit, where emotions peak, where some will say, I can't do this anymore. That's the moment of decision. Do you collapse or do you grow? Do you run back to your old ways or do you choose to step forward into the discomfort of transformation? Every time life presents a moment like this, most people miss it. They escape it with food, with noise, with scrolling, with distraction. And when the moment is over, they say, nothing changed. Of course, nothing changed because you avoided the mirror. You looked away when you should have stared straight into your own eyes and asked, who am I becoming? These 3 days are sacred for one reason. They are raw. There is no polish, no filter, no delay. You will see your laziness if it's there. You will see your self-doubt. You will see the excuses you've been feeding. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is the pain of awareness. But it is also the start of liberation, the beginning of something new. Self-growth doesn't begin when things feel good. It begins when you finally stop lying to yourself. So don't make the mistake of trying to survive July 22, 23, and then 24. That's what most people will do, just survive. But survival is not the point. Use these days, use the pressure, use the conflict, use the chaos. Let it work on you. Let it show you what needs to change. The real danger is not in the problems that will come. It's in your refusal to face what they are trying to teach you. Growth demands confrontation, not with the world, but with the self. These are days where that confrontation is not optional. You will face your temper, your fears, your lack of patience, your dependence on approval. And if you have the courage to stay present through it, if you can breathe through the tension instead of reacting blindly, you will walk out of these days sharper, clearer, and more awake than ever before. But don't expect it to feel good. Growth doesn't ask for comfort. It asks for commitment. These are not feel-good days. These are feel-everything days. They require presence, stillness, honesty. And if you want to use them well, stop asking for them to be easy. Ask for them to be useful. You don't grow by avoiding the mirror. You grow by standing in front of it, no matter what it shows. And that is exactly what July 22, 23, and 24 are. They are mirrors, brutal, honest, powerful. If you dare to look into them, not only will you see the truth, you'll also see the path. And once you see it, you'll never want to go back. 23 and 24 July are not dates to be taken lightly. These are not normal days. These are days when emotions will try to control you. They will rise like waves, strong, fast, and without warning. Anger, sadness, anxiety, frustration, fear, one after the other. And if you are not centered, if you have not trained your mind, you will react. You will say things you regret. You will do things that damage your progress. Because emotion, when not mastered, becomes your enemy. On the 20th of July, something will trigger you. It might be a person, it might be a situation, or maybe just a thought you can't shake, but it will pull you out of your center. That's how it begins. A single emotion, unchecked, grows like fire. You may feel restless, irritated, or overwhelmed. And in that state, your clarity is gone. You lose control. You speak too soon. You make decisions based on pain, not truth. That's how most people live, led by emotion, dragged by feeling, ruled by reaction. But these days are different. These days are offering you a choice. On the 23rd of July, that fire will burn hotter. The tension will rise. You might feel cornered. You might feel like you need to act fast. But that is the trap. When emotions are high, intelligence is low. This is not just a saying. It is reality. When your mind is clouded with emotion, your ability to see clearly disappears. You confuse drama with urgency. You mistake intensity for importance. And you fall into patterns. Patterns that have held you back for years. If you've been reactive all your life, these days will test you. If you've been emotionally unstable, these days will expose you. If you've been looking outside for someone to save you, these days will disappoint you. Because these days don't bring answers, they bring mirrors. And the emotion you feel is not there to control you. It's there to show you what you haven't yet mastered. 24th of July will be your peak. This is when you feel like walking away from everything, like quitting, like letting go of discipline. This is when people say, it's too much. I can't take it. But emotion is not truth. Emotion is temporary. What feels heavy now might be light tomorrow. What feels hopeless in the morning may feel completely different by evening. That's why you cannot let emotion run your life, especially not on days like these. These 3 days are a battlefield between emotion and clarity, between impulse and wisdom. If you act out of feeling, you will create more chaos. But if you stay calm, if you pause, if you breathe, you will take your power back. That is the difference between someone who breaks and someone who grows. The one who breaks gets swept away by emotion. The one who grows sees the emotion, feels it, but chooses not to follow it. You must train yourself to recognize the signs. When your heartbeat rises, when your breath shortens, when your thoughts become chaotic, that is the moment to stop. Don't speak. Don't move. Just be still. That stillness is your power, and it will save you on 22, 23, and 24 July. It's not about suppressing your emotions. So it's about not becoming them. You can feel anger, but not become angry. You can feel fear, but not act out of fear. You can feel sadness, but not drown in it. That is mastery. That is clarity. That is strength. And these 3 days are your opportunity to step into that strength. Most people believe emotions are facts. They are not. They are signals, information. But if you obey every emotional signal blindly, you become a puppet of your past, your pain, your fear. Growth begins when you stop being that puppet. When you take back the strings, when you decide, I will not move unless it is with intention. And 22, 23, and 24th of July will be loud. They will challenge your nervous system. Your thoughts will spin, but through all that noise, there will be a silence underneath, a calm center. That is what you must find, that space between stimulus and response, that breath before the reaction, that second of awareness. That's where freedom lives. And here is the truth. Your future is decided not by what happens on those days, but by how you respond to what happens. The emotion is not the problem. Your reaction to it is. If you can remain grounded, when the fire comes, you will rise above it. You will walk out of these 3 days not weaker, but stronger, not confused, but clear, not broken, but reborn. These days will separate those who have trained from those who haven't. They will separate reactors from responders. And if you want to grow real, deep, irreversible growth, then you must face your emotions without becoming them. Let them come, let them go. But you remain unshaken. That is the way forward. That is the lesson. That is your path. 22, 23, and 24 July will not wait for you to be ready. They won't ask you how you feel. They won't care about your mood, your excuses, your past. These days are not built for comfort. They are built to expose the gap between who you say you are and who you actually are. And on these days, that gap becomes dangerous because these are the moments when life demands strength. And if you haven't built it, you will break. Discipline is not something you switch on when things get hard. It's what you build when things are still easy. But most people don't prepare. They distract themselves. They make plans but don't act. They talk about change but stay the same. And when days like 22, 23, and 24 July arrive, they are shocked. They panic. They say life is unfair, but it's not unfair. It's just that they've never trained for pressure. They've only trained for pleasure. If your mind is soft, these days will feel heavy. If your habits are weak, you will crumble under the weight of decision. Because these are decision days, you will be tested morning to night. There will be moments where it's easier to give in than to stay disciplined. You will feel it in your body, the resistance, the tiredness. So the temptation to take the shortcut. And if you haven't practiced staying firm when it's uncomfortable, you will lose that moment. And when you lose one moment, you lose momentum. 22nd of July may start slow. You think it's just another day, but that's the trap. It begins subtly. One missed habit, one emotional reaction, one decision based on comfort, and suddenly you're off track. Discipline is not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's about holding the line even when nothing seems urgent. Because by the time it feels urgent, it's already too late. By 23rd July, the emotional pressure kicks in. You feel rushed. You'll feel like you're running out of time. And in that rush, you will want to abandon what you know is right. You'll want to escape the discomfort. That's when discipline becomes your shield. If you've built structure, you will not fall apart. If your routines are strong, they will carry you through chaos. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about having a system that doesn't break under pressure. But for many, 24 July will be the collapse point. That's when people give up. That's when they say, it's too much. That's when they go back to old habits, not because they want to, but because they never built the foundation to hold themselves steady. You don't become disciplined overnight. You build it in silence, in repetition, in the days nobody sees. And when the storm comes, it shows whether your foundation is made of stone or sand. Discipline is not about control. It's about alignment. When your mind, your body, and your actions are in sync, you don't need motivation. You act because it's who you are. That's the level these days are calling for. July 22, 23, and 24 are not just challenges. They are filters. They separate the ones who are serious from the ones who are still pretending. You have two options. You either train yourself now or life will train you with pain. Discipline is the training you give yourself. It's the structure that holds you together when everything else falls apart. It's waking up when you don't want to. It's breathing when you want to scream. It's walking forward when your legs are shaking. That's what these days demand. That's the kind of self-control that leads to transformation. Do not underestimate the small things on these days. A skipped workout, a broken promise to yourself, a delay in action. These are not small. They are signs of your relationship with yourself. Discipline is not for show. It's personal. You either keep your word or you don't. You either follow through or you make excuses. And every time you choose one or the other, you become someone. Who you become is your responsibility. And here's the truth. The people who make it through these 3 days with clarity, strength, And peace, they won't be the smartest or the most talented. They will be the most prepared, the most consistent, the ones who chose discipline even when nobody was watching, the ones who trained quietly while others waited for the perfect moment. These are not just days. These are your opportunity to reset your identity, to finally stop collapsing when it gets hard, to stop chasing comfort, to stop delaying your evolution. Discipline is not punishment, it's freedom. It's what lets you walk through chaos without losing your soul. And if there was ever a time to embody it, it's now. 2023 and 24 July are knocking. You can either open the door with fear or with fire. Let these be the days you stop being a victim of your emotions, your laziness, your doubts. Let these be the days you finally become the one who follows through, no matter what. That's real power. And that's the only thing that will carry you through what's coming. 22, 23, and 24th of July will remind you of a simple truth. You are not in control, not of what people do, not of what comes your way, not of the timing. So life doesn't care about your plan. These days are here to expose your attachment to control, and they will do it in ways you won't like. So something will go differently than you expected. Someone will disappoint you. A situation will flip, and in that moment, the choice is clear: resist and suffer, or align and grow. Control is an illusion. The more you try to hold it, the more it slips away. And when you cling to it during difficult days like 22, 23, and 24th July, all you do is exhaust yourself. You will try to force things, to fix things, to make people behave a certain way, and it will fail. That is not weakness, it is truth. Life cannot be forced into your expectations. The only thing you can control is how you align yourself when everything shifts. So the real skill is not controlling, it is aligning. Alignment means you accept the moment fully and act from your center. It means you respond without resistance. It means you stop fighting reality and start working with it. Most people on these days will be in a constant battle with people, with time, with themselves. But the few who choose to align will rise while others fall. On a 22nd of July, something small may trigger your impatience. You may try to rush a result. You may try to control someone else's decision. But when things don't go your way, watch how your body reacts. Tight shoulders, frustrated thoughts, fast breath. That is the sign you're out of alignment. That is when you must pause, let go of the grip, breathe. Ask what is required of me now, not what do I want, but what is right. By 23rd July, your desire for control may grow, especially if things feel unstable. Your mind will try to plan every move, control every detail. But chaos doesn't obey plans. Life will throw something unexpected at you, and if you're too rigid, you will break. That's why flexibility is power. You have to learn to bend without losing your foundation. You have to trust the process without needing to predict the outcome. That's real alignment. 24th July will test this deeper. This is the day when you feel like taking back control, like forcing the situation, like demanding answers. But force leads to resistance, and resistance creates suffering. The most powerful thing you can do is stay grounded while letting life unfold, not passive, not weak, just fully present, fully aware, fully accepting. That's not giving up. That's standing in truth. These days are not asking you to fix everything. They are asking you to see clearly, to observe, to respond with awareness, because when you are aligned, you make better choices. So you say the right thing at the right time, you move with precision instead of panic. But if you chase control, you lose your balance. You overact, you fall into old patterns. You miss the lesson that life is offering you. Let go of the belief that you need to know everything. You don't. You just need to stay present. When you are aligned with the moment, you feel a deep sense of calm, even when things are uncertain. You stop needing validation. You stop needing guarantees. You move with purpose, not with fear. That's how you survive 22, 23, and 24th of July, not by forcing things into your plan, but by stepping into what is. Most people will suffer these 3 days because they are attached to outcomes. They want things to go exactly as they imagine. But life doesn't serve your imagination. It serves your growth. So whatever happens, loss, change, challenge, it is here for you, not against you. If you resist it, you miss it. If you align with it, you use it. There is nothing soft about this approach. It takes strength to surrender. It takes real courage to accept the moment as it is. Anyone can fight. Anyone can complain. Anyone can blame. But only the disciplined, only the conscious, only the prepared can stay grounded when life changes direction. Alignment is not about being passive. It is about power with awareness. When your breath is calm, your mind clear, you are body present, you don't need control. You become the stable force in unstable conditions. You become the anchor in the storm. You stop reacting and start responding. And that is the difference between those who grow and those who collapse. So when 22nd of July arrives, walk in with awareness. When 23rd July pushes you, don't resist, adjust. When 24th July confronts you, stay present, stay grounded. Let others chase control while you move in alignment. Let others panic while you listen deeply. That's how leaders are born. So that's how clarity is built. That's how true power is developed, not by controlling the world, but by mastering yourself in it. These are not normal days. These are initiation days. Step in fully. Accept everything. Hold nothing. Move with grace. Respond with strength. And let life do what it's meant to do. Transform you. 22, 23, and 24 July will not slow down for you. These days will not wait for your clarity. They will not pause just because you're tired, confused, or emotionally overwhelmed. Life will keep moving. The clock will keep ticking, and the decisions you avoid today will create the problems you cannot avoid tomorrow. That's the danger of these 3 days. They don't just challenge you in the moment. They expose what happens when you delay responsibility. You may feel like you're not ready. You may feel like you need more time, more peace, more certainty. But that feeling is not new. You've been waiting for the right time for too long, waiting for healing to come by itself, waiting for someone to guide you, waiting for the pain to pass before you begin. But growth doesn't wait for you. It demands you meet it where it is, especially on 22, 23 and 24 July. These days will push you forward whether you're prepared or not. On 22nd of July, you will feel it, the pressure, the inner resistance, that voice that says, not today, I'm not ready. But the truth is, if you keep postponing your growth, you stay stuck in the same cycle. How many more chances do you think you'll get? How many more wake up calls do you need before you act? These days are not here to break you. They are here to break the illusion that you have endless time. Every moment you delay your progress, you pay with your peace. Every time you hold back from action, you sacrifice a part of your potential. On 20th of July, that price becomes more visible. You may feel behind. You may realize that the pain you're in is no longer from outside, it's from within. You've allowed fear to control your pace. You've allowed doubt to keep you still. But that has to end, not next week, not someday, now. So the world won't give you a break because you're struggling. It won't stop spinning because your emotions are heavy. This is not cruelty. It's reality. If you want a better life, you must step forward in the middle of your uncertainty. If you want to heal, you must move while you are hurting. Waiting for the storm to pass is how most people waste their lives. They sit still while time slips away. And when they finally feel ready, the moment is gone. 24th of July will bring a final test. You will be tired. You will be tempted to quit. You may say, just one more day of rest, or I'll start again tomorrow. That is the lie. That is how you give away your life piece by piece. That's how years pass and nothing changes. These 3 days are not about pushing harder. They are about waking up. They are about breaking the habit of delay. If you keep putting yourself last, life will reflect that. If you keep saying later, opportunities will disappear. Your healing is your responsibility. Your growth is your task. No one is coming to save you, not on the 22nd of July, not on 23rd of July, not on 24th of July. These days are showing you the truth. Only you can do the work. Only you can make the choice. It is not about being perfect. It is about being present. The power is not in having all the answers. It is in being willing to take the next step, even when you're scared. These days are giving you that chance to choose discipline over comfort, to choose action over excuses, to choose growth even when it feels like you're breaking. There is pain in pushing forward, yes, but there is deeper pain in standing still. Because when you ignore your own evolution, you begin to rot from the inside. Your confidence fades. Your energy weakens. You become a shell of what you could be. That is the real danger of these days, not what they bring, but what you choose to avoid in them. So move, act, speak truth, show up, not because it feels good, but because it is necessary. These days are not waiting for your comfort. They are calling for your courage. You will not feel ready. Do it anyway. You will feel afraid. Move anyway. That's how you rise. That's how you reclaim your power. Do not wait for life to slow down so you can begin. Use 22, 23, and 24 July to prove to yourself that you are not the same person anymore, that the old habits no longer rule you. That fear no longer holds the wheel. These days are a mirror, and the reflection is up to you. Let your actions show your growth. Let your efforts speak for your healing. No more delays, no more waiting. No more hoping things will change on their own. These 3 days are here to teach you one thing: the time is now. And if you choose to step forward, even just one step, you are already becoming someone new. 22, 23, and 24 July will not just be dates, they will be doors. Most people won't see them. Most people will walk through these days like they walk through every day, half awake, half present, fully distracted. That's the danger. The door is there, wide open. But if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You'll feel the weight of these days. You'll feel the tension, but you won't understand what it's offering you, and you will walk right past your moment. These days are not accidents. They come with purpose. They are here to shake you, to wake you, to call you forward. But the world is loud. You will be pulled into noise. You will be surrounded by people who are reacting, rushing, complaining, avoiding. You must be different. You must be still enough to see what's really happening. On the 20th of July, you will feel something shift. A tension in the air, a sense that something is coming. Most people will respond by ignoring it, distracting themselves, filling the silence with noise. But if you can slow down, if you can listen, you'll realize this is the beginning of something. The mind will want to move fast. The body will want to escape. But this is not a time to escape. It is a time to be present. The door only appears when you're still. Growth does not announce itself with comfort. It arrives as challenge. It arrives through discomfort. And most people avoid discomfort. That's why they stay the same. But 22, 23, and 24 July are here to show you that your next version, your sharper, clearer, more powerful version is right in front of you. But only if you are awake. 23 July will be the test. The distractions will multiply. Old habits will pull at you. You'll feel the temptation to go back to what is easy. But growth is not in ease, it's in endurance. If you look closely, you'll see the signs. You'll feel the inner pull to choose differently, to respond instead of react, to step forward when fear tells you to step back. That's the door. That tiny moment of decision. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, but it's everything. Most people miss their transformation because they expect it to be obvious. But life doesn't work that way. It hides the door behind ordinary moments, in a conversation that stings, in a situation that frustrates you, in a delay you didn't expect. And if your mind is scattered, you won't see what that moment is offering you. 23 July is asking one thing from you: presence. Not perfection, just presence. By 24th of July, you will be tired. This is where most people stop. They say, maybe next time. But how many next times will you get? How many more doors will you walk past before you realize they don't stay open forever? This is the final call. This is the moment where the path forks. You either step through or you stay where you are. Not because you couldn't, but because you weren't paying attention. This is how life works. It gives you a door disguised as a difficult moment, and then it watches what you do. If you walk with awareness, you pass through it. If you sleepwalk through the day, the door closes, and you go back to the same habits, the same thoughts, the same patterns. Nothing changes. And the worst part, you might not even realize what you missed. These days are rare, not because of what happens outside, but because of what they awaken inside. You will feel things you've buried. You will confront emotions you've avoided. You will face the version of yourself you've ignored. That's the real invitation, not just to survive these days, but to use them as a turning point. So what will you do with 22, 23, and 24 July? Will you complain about how hard they are? Or will you see that they're revealing who you truly are? Will you numb yourself to avoid the pain? Or will you lean into it and let it sharpen you? These are the questions that matter, because the door doesn't respond to words. It opens through action. And here's the truth: not everyone is meant to walk through this door. Most will stay behind. Most will choose comfort. Most will sleep through the moment. But if you're serious about growth, if you're ready for a new level, then don't wait. Don't hesitate. Step through. Decide that these 3 days will not pass without a shift inside you. It's not about changing your life overnight. It's about making one decision that aligns you with a better direction. It's about choosing to stay aware when your instinct is to run. That one decision opens the door. That one moment changes everything. Let others stay distracted. Let others miss it. But you, be different. Watch closely. Breathe deeply. Stay centered. These are not ordinary days. They are the threshold. And only those who are awake will walk through it. The door is here right now. July 23, July 24. Are you going to see it? Or are you going to sleep through it again?